The one thing that all cricket fans do, especially after a loss, is they look at the scorecard and ask themselves or expect answers from ex-cricketers on where the match changed. What was the turning point? To my mind, and I was wondering, I thought of 3 points. One was the Kohli wicket. Then you saw Hardik Pandya get out, trying to hit a big one, top edge. But the other moment was towards the end of the first innings. India had them down 7 wickets at 2-0-3 and then allowed 8, 9, 10 to score those extra runs that perhaps cost India the game. What in your mind was the turning point?
See, I think I wouldn't go too much into the bowling in. So that's something which we did speak about. 270 was not something which we would look at saying that, okay, bowlers have not done their job. It was a decent total. You look at the way the game also has gone. We were in that position to seal the game when KL Rahul and Virat partnership was building, the way Rohit and Gill started, and the way Hardik really upped the ante and batted with that strike rate on this pitch. Shows that if you apply yourself, you can actually put bowlers under pressure. For the larger part of the game, for the larger part of the chase, India was controlling. I think it just KL Rahul's wicket at that stage was maybe the start of the turning point, because that's when Akshar walked in, then he got run out, and then Hardik and Virat tried to steady the ship again, which put pressure on Virat as well. He had to again change the gear and then look to consolidate. And we did mention that Chennai kind of a pitch, one wicket can bring 2, and that really adds the pressure. So whoever is in, it's about just consolidating every say 10-15 run blocks, keep on building on that, and then you take a call, say maybe 12 overs to spare in the game. So you got to push the game as deep as possible, and that is something which was maybe missing. There was some anxiety, maybe it was just creating that move on tad bit early maybe, because just before KL Rahul got out, he was starting to play forceful big shots, which he was successful in, but he lost the wicket also in the process. So I think for me the turning point was KL Rahul's wicket much earlier than what actually things how panned out later.
Now, DK, in the age where we're watching and consuming and enjoying a lot of T20 cricket, it can be a bit difficult. It can be quite a task to follow what's happening in the one-day game. Even the viewer can lose focus as well. There was one passage where India did not score a boundary for 49 deliveries. Is that the passage that eventually put more pressure on India? Or at that stage, did you think, no, there's Kohli and KL Rahul, they'll see India through this? Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja, Surya Kumar Yadav to come at that stage?
Look, I think in these sort of pitches, which is slightly slow, there will be phases when you don't get boundaries. But what was interesting was, once KL Rahul literally went from second gear to sixth gear straight, he got a 6, he got a 4, he wanted to keep going with that momentum. And he picked a ball in many ways, which again could have easily been a 6, but that shift in gear, there's a transient period in one-day cricket where you're playing at a sedate pace and then you slightly but steadily take off. In that phase, when you lose wickets, then the momentum again goes back to the bowling side. And this happened consistently to us through our chase. KL Rahul and Virat Kohli stitched a partnership in which Virat Kohli started positively at the start, but KL Rahul was sedate through. But when KL Rahul started going, he just lasted 5 to 6 balls. He got out. When Hardik Pandya came, he took on, he actually started playing shots. The moment Virat Kohli got out, I think things changed drastically post that. I think after that, you could see Hardik went into a shell. He wasn't trying to play those big sweeps that he played at the outset when he had just walked in. He controlled himself, played to the situation. But again, when the game was on the line, Steven Smith set a clever field, played on Hardik's ego and said, I'm setting your fielder straight down at long on. Now, let me see if you're going to clear it. But at the start of the inning, Hardik was sweeping. But when Zampa came on, even though deep square leg fielder wasn't there was just deep mid wicket, long on and a straight fielder. He chose not to sweep and backed himself to hit that 6, which was exactly what Steven Smith was hoping he would do and miss. And that was a very critical moment, because from in that transient period when you end it, at the end of the day, all things said and done, it was 5 overs, 50 runs. Not even 50, 45 runs with all the chaos that took place. Imagine a Hardik and a Ravindra Jadeja there at that stage. That's game, set and match for you.